Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Indianapolis Bolts Relocation franchise here on MLB The Show 24. In the last episode, we left on quite the cliffhanger. Was I going to make the trade for Adley Rutschman? Yes, I said that name. Adley Rutschman is potentially a trade. Now, of course, I didn't simulate a day. Trust me. We're still at the same day that we were at. But, of course, MLB The Show wants to be annoying and take him off the block the same day that he was on the block. Like, I have no idea what's going on about that. That's usually what MLB The Show does. But this trade, and if I actually have to go back and look really quickly at what the trade that I had was. So hold on, here we go for a second. Let me go back and see what that trade actually was about. So it was, okay, here it is, I found it. It was Jonah Heim, J.B. Bukauskas, whatever his name is. And then it was Andrew Vaughn was the trade. That's Casas. Andrew Vaughn. That was the trade. And I'm looking at it right now. The fact that we haven't simulated a single day, and when I made this trade in the last episode, there was a little bit of a bar of interest over on the Orioles side of things, meaning we could have gotten somebody else, but we probably wouldn't have been able to. But in theory, we could have got somebody else. But now it's straight up like they're just interested in the deal, and there's no chance we can get anything else. Is kind of annoying. But this is the trade that we are going to do. I slept on it, and I've made my decision. Adley Rutschman will become an Indianapolis Bolt player. I remember when he came up in 2022. I remember him getting drafted. I think he went to Oregon State, right? I remember him getting drafted. Actually, he was on the field. He played college football, didn't he? He was on the field, I want to say, in like a big game against Stanford. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I got my timelines mixed up. Because I want to say he was on the field the same time Christian McCaffrey was on the field. I don't know for sure. That could be wrong. The timelines could be wrong. Because Christian McCaffrey got drafted in like 2017 he got drafted? 2018 he got drafted? It could be around that time. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. Let me Google it real quick. I feel like I'm getting off on a tangent, but let me Google it real quick. Adley how you spell his name? Rutschman. Christian McCaffrey. Okay. Yeah, so it is true. So Adley Rutschman was on the field against Christian McCaffrey, and he was a kicker, apparently. Hold on, let me see. What is this? Kicker Adley Rutschman tackles returner Christian McCaffrey back in 2016. Yeah, so I had the timelines right. So Adley Rutschman is the kicker for the Oregon State football team, and Christian McCaffrey was returning a kick, and he's the one that tackled him. Rutschman tackled him. So that's pretty awesome. I knew there was some sort of connection. Yeah, there he is. I'm looking at him right now. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so I knew I had that timeline right. Okay, so enough of my tangent. Adley Rutschman will be our new catcher for this season. He is 29 years old, and he is a free agent after the year, but I think we can get him back. At least I hope we can. If we can't, we're going to be in big-time trouble, because we've got Jonah Heim locked up on a contract. So if we can't get him back, then I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble, but I believe this is the right deal to make, and boom! It has been made. Adley Rutschman now plays for the Indianapolis Bolts. He's not having that great of a year, which is why I'm thinking the Orioles had him on the trade block in the first place. But now they get a catcher who's on a decent contract. They also get a starting pitcher who is got decent potential in the future, although he's 30. And then they get Andrew Vaughn, who's now going to be their starting first baseman. So congratulations to the Orioles. They upgraded. We got out of the red, most importantly. That was the biggest thing that we needed to do, was get out of the red in terms of our budget. We are no longer negative We're barely positive, but hey, it's not negative. And we will go to the trade deadline in this episode, also the draft and all that kind of stuff as well. But we've made a crazy good trade. I'm excited for the future of the team now with that trade being made. I think that's the biggest trade we make. Although I've been talking about possibly moving on from Felix Bautista. I have been thinking about that. So I don't know if we go and do that or what. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of want to move on from Felix. But then again, I don't know if we should or not. Oh, and by the way, who gets called up? Because now we have a spot now that Andrew Vaughn got traded. He was a part of that trade. So somebody needs to get called up to the big leagues. Who's that going to be? It's probably either going to be Dylan Cruz, Drew Jones, or Cole Young. I don't think Monasterio or Mayo are going to get called up. Even though Monasterio probably should. What other positions can he play? Second base and shortstop. Mayo can play first base and third base. I don't know if Mayo is ready just yet. He's having a pretty good season down in AAA. But I don't know if he's ready just yet. Cole Young, is he ready? Dylan Cruz is having a good season. You know what? It's probably between Dylan Cruz and and Kobe Mayo, actually. Or maybe it's Monasterio. Oh, I don't know. One of these guys needs to get called up. I just don't know which one it's going to be. It's probably not going to be Bryce Terang, even though maybe it should be. Maybe it needs to be Kobe Mayo because he's the only one that can play first base. And we probably need to have a backup at first base in case Casas gets injured or something. You know what, Kobe? You're going to get called up. Kobe Mayo makes his debut. He's going to get called up. He's a top 50 prospect. It's time for him to play in the majors. So that big trade is done with. It might not be the only trade that we make in this episode. But now we've got to focus on the draft and the All-Star break. So let's get through these games. We don't have two valid lineups. That's right, because we got to put Adley in the lineup. So catcher Adley Rutschman now becomes the catcher for both lineups. Perfect. Okay. So we simulate this game. Freddie Peralta injured his tricep. That's not good. Luckily, it's not that long of an injury. Juice Fisher's got a 10-game hitting streak. We lose the Yankees. We beat the Yankees. Okay, so we take 1 of 3 against the Yankees. Kind of unfortunate. We still got a 10-game lead over the Pirates, so it's not like we have to worry too much. Now we play the Reds, who are 10 games back of us. And also, we are very close to the draft. So Shane Bieber's got a shutout going, and we hold the shutout. Beautifully done. Let's sim to the draft and get everything going. Go to the MLB draft. Here we go, 2027. So all of our scouted guys. Remember, we have 2 first-round picks, and we have 2 second-round picks because we have those competitive balance picks. So I'm going to put James Borowitz on the board, but I doubt he's going to be there when we actually come up to scout. Or come up to draft, I should say. So I'm going to put all these important people on our board. I'm going to refrain from putting most of the unscouted guys on the board because they're only scouted a little bit because they're the pitchers from the regions that we scouted at the very beginning of the year. I might put a couple of them on, but I don't know. I did put a couple of them on. I don't know if I'll put everybody on. But I've got the guys that are the main scouted guys. I don't know how this is going to go. I think it could go pretty well. I mean, 4 picks in the top, what is it? The top how many rounds? Or the top how many picks, I should say? I mean, 4 picks in the top 70. That's pretty valuable. So we got to hit on at least 2 or 3 of these guys. I'd prefer all 4, but we got to hit on at least 2 or 3. So let's start drafting. Blue Jays are up first, and they will take a pitcher, it looks like. Who's it going to be? It'll be Carlos Perez. We didn't scout him. He's a closing pitcher. He's ranked number 2 in the MLB board, and he goes number 1 overall. The Rockies are up next, and they take Kyle Navarro, who's ranked number 6 in baseball as a closing pitcher. So it's 2 back-to-back closing pitchers. And now the Angels are up, and the Angels will take Willie Nito. He's the number 1 player in baseball. He's a shortstop. Okay. So 2 closing pitchers and a shortstop get drafted. Now, we obviously have pick 30. So we are waiting a while. I think I might simulate here because there's not really anything that we need to wait on. And it looks like our guy did get taken. James Borowitz, he actually went number 10 to the Orioles. So I don't know if he would have been great. He's probably a fine player, but I don't know if he would have been anybody that we absolutely had to have. It's not like we could have done anything about it. We can't trade or anything. William Langerich is a guy that I was interested in. That's kind of upsetting he got taken. He was like 18th, and now he's going 20th. Then you got Jeff Wagner, who we kind of scouted a little bit. Clifford Rock we had scouted. Okay, so a couple of our guys got taken. Who are we going to take with this 30th pick? Herschel Reyes. He's got really good stamina, really good walks per 9. He could be something. Then we got Paul Guthrie, who it seems like has good velocity, but his overall and his potential probably aren't going to be that great. Manny Villafuerte might be a better option than the Borowitz dude. He's got the same kind of contact. His power isn't great, but he's got really good stealing, really good speed, really good reaction, really good fielding. He's a second baseman with no other secondary positions. Good discipline. Manny, or Maury, have I been calling him Manny? Maury Villafuerte. He looks like he could be a solid option for us. Tadahito Oshiro. Good hits per 9, good strikeouts per 9. Oren Cortez has decent power. Oren Cortez is not a first-round pick, but he might be a second-round pick. I like the power possibility of him. I think I'm going to take... Maury Villafuerte. I think we're going to draft him. I like his upside. Maury Villafuerte is now an Indianapolis Bolt with pick 30 of the first round. But now we don't have to wait too much longer, and I think it might be... Who was I looking at? Was it Lorenzo Medina? No, it wasn't him. It was Oren Cortez. I think Oren Cortez might be our 34th pick. That might be a good spot for. Maybe it's Herschel Reyes at 34. Maybe it's Herschel Reyes at 34 because we have a pick again at 69, and I bet Cortez makes it there. And I don't know if Herschel Reyes makes it. So we'll see what the Rays make. They take John Marlin. I think this is going to be a Herschel Reyes pickup. Although, is he so much better than anybody else? Joey Helton, we only know 10% about him. Paul Guthrie, is he that much better than Paul Guthrie? His stamina is good. His walks per 9 are good. Those are really the only two things good about Herschel Reyes. Guthrie has good velocity, or good enough velocity, but his other stuff is like possibly more well-rounded. Like he looks like a more well-rounded pitcher than Herschel Reyes does. I think Guthrie might be a better option. The overall is 66 to 76, 62 to 74, so they're about the same, and their potential is about the same too, 75 to 85 and 72 to 84. They're a pretty similar player. 6'4" at 19, 6'3" at 21. I think I might take Guthrie here. Or do we take Cruz? Or Cortez, excuse me. Do we take Oren Cortez? I like his power possibilities. I don't know who's going to be here at 69. There's a possibility neither of them are here at 69. So I got to get one of them. I think I'm going to take Oren Cortez. I'm going to draft Oren Cortez at pick 34, whatever it was. And then we're going to hope that Guthrie makes it to 69. I don't know if he will, but we are going to hope and pray that he does. So here he is. Paul Guthrie. He didn't make it. I didn't think he would, but I was hoping that he did. Oshiro got taken there. Paul Guthrie, he almost did make it. I mean, he got taken 65 by the Dodgers. But I don't think Cortez would have made it either, so it's for the best that we got one of them at least And now I think we have to take only one of these guys that we have at 95% scouted. Lorenzo Medina is a shortstop with good speed, good contact, good arm strength, but a well-rounded pitcher in Ramon Delgado might be a little bit better. He's got good stamina. He's very well-rounded. His pitch break is pretty nasty. But we have back-to-back picks, right? So we can get both of these guys, actually. Let's take Lorenzo Medina first. He'll be our pick 69. And then with the next pick, we'll take Ramon Delgado. So we get both of them. I don't know if either of them are going to be any good, but we get both of them at least. And now we have nobody that's on my board left. I have a couple of guys kind of scouted, so maybe we just have to go off of that. I don't know if these guys aren't going to be any good, are they? A lot of these guys are injured or opted out of their doctor exams, which is kind of concerning. Dave Sterling. And then we're back to Andy Cobb. Andy Cobb from Alabama, 66 to 99. There's no way he's actually at 66 to 99, or he actually has like close to 99 potential. There's just no way. But Damian Dillon, he has a better shot. He's 6'5" too. He has a better shot of actually being well-rounded. So I think I'm going to take Damian Dillon here with this 4th round pick or whatever we're at. Damian Dillon, 6'5", big-time starting pitcher prospect. And we will move to the next Bolts pick, which is this is pick number 136. So this is round 4. Okay. So now we have literally nobody that we've scouted is left in the boards, in the draft. So we have to kind of just go off of whatever. Let's see. Who do we want to take? Is there anybody in the world that we could take? Steve Medeiros. There's no way he's going to be that good. All these guys, I don't want to take anybody this far down the board. But some of these guys aren't even ranked by MLB, which is a little bit concerning. There's no way Eddie French is actually that good. But relief pitchers are sometimes the best players in the class. So maybe he is that good. And I'm running out of time. I think I have to take Eddie French here. We're just going to run the risk. Oops. Draft him. We're going to roll the dice on Eddie French. I don't know if he's going to be that good, but I mean, it's a better option because relief pitchers have a good chance of being good in these drafts. All right, now we're at pick number 166, which is the 5th round, and we are going to take somebody. Who are we going to take? Jonathan Kelso, Craig McGregor, Richard Clark. I don't know. I'm not even seeing anybody that I like, mainly because we don't have anybody scouted, but maybe we take Cesar Castro because he's got a good chance of being fast. 18, 5'8", North Carolina. I'm going to take him on his potential speed, I think. So let's draft Cesar Castro. It's always nice to have outfield depth, too. And then I think our final pick is up, 196. Yep, this is our final draft pick. A catcher, Alan Williamson, Rich Jimenez, Clark Bacco. Oh, there's not really any options here. Okay. I think I'm going to take Alan Williamson, 6'3" from Puerto Rico. Let's take a flyer on a catcher. And that is the final pick that we can make. And we will move to the draft, the end of the draft, and get to the All-Star break and stuff. I don't know how that draft is going to look in the long run. I look at Juice is going to make the All-Star starting team. That's good. I don't know how that draft is going to look in the long term, but probably not too good. I don't think. I don't feel too confident about it. We lose that game to the Reds. The Home Run Derby, do we have anybody participating in it? We do. Kyle Tucker has made the Home Run Derby, so we will play the Home Run Derby, and we'll see if we can win it. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Home Run Derby. We've got Kyle Tucker, and it looks like Luis Robert beat Avi Batista in the first round, and Shohei Ohtani beat Yordan Alvarez. So now we take on Aaron Judge. Kyle Tucker's the 6th seed. So we take on Aaron Judge in the Home Run Derby, and we will see what kind of damage we can do. This is the first Home Run Derby I've done in a little bit, so I might be a little bit rusty. You guys know I don't have a great history with Home Run Derbies. I've only won a select few of them in my time. But we'll see if I can get this one done. It's a little bit of a cloudy day here in St. Louis. at Busch Stadium. Busch Stadium. Ooh, that's a nice little rip of the baseball. 451. We've earned the bonus time. I think it's better for me when I'm not focusing on just absolutely trying to bomb these shots to get bonus time. I think it's because I didn't even realize that we were already close to bonus time when I hit that last one. So I think it's better if I just swing the baseball bat. Don't focus on trying to do anything. Don't focus on trying to hit a certain target of home runs. Just try to swing the baseball bat. If it goes over the wall, it goes over the wall. And we'll try to battle Aaron Judge. I hate going first, though. I'd rather know the mark that we need and then just go after that. I don't really like setting the pace because that puts me in a bad spot. I am going to call my timeout here, though. 1:30 to go. We do have the 30 seconds of bonus time, so we basically have 2 minutes. And Kyle Tucker's putting on a good performance here. He put on a good performance in the postseason last year when we won the World Series, so I'm expecting him to do similar things this year. And he's having a good season. I mean, he's obviously made the Home Run Derby and made the All-Star game, so he's doing something right. Although that one's a little bit short. That one's going to be a little bit short, too. I didn't get enough of that. About 30 seconds remain in regulation. We're at 17 currently, and I was a little bit early on that. That's my bad. Ooh, that one's not going to go either. Final swing of regulation. And it's going to be a homer. Okay. Nice. Bonus time. Probably should have saved my timeout, but that's okay. I might be able to get 2 swings off here. Oh, that's a crack. But it's foul. All right, one final swing. Get over the wall. It doesn't. I didn't hit a single home run in bonus time. Kyle Tucker was just gassed. But we hit 18 home runs, so we'll see if Aaron Judge has got enough in the tank to hit 19. I would assume that he does, but I feel like 18 is a respectable mark to hit. 18 is a respectable score to set for the Home Run Derby, especially in the first round, and especially when you got a guy like Kyle Tucker who's not known to be just a monster home run hitter like some of these other guys, like Ohtani or Judge or Yordan Alvarez or guys like that. But after a minute, he's already at 3. So the pace is not really where it needs to be. He does have one of the 2 bonus stars for bonus time. And that one is number 5. That's number 6. That's a foul ball. Come on, Judge. Do not do this to me. He swung and missed. Okay. Don't see that very often. That one's gone. It is gone. And that earns him bonus time. So he will have 30 seconds of extra time to possibly win it for him in the first round. He is the higher seed. He's like the 3 seed, I think. So he doesn't want to get upset by the 6 seed Kyle Tucker. He does cross double digits, though. He needs 8 to tie, 9 to win. And he's got 30 seconds extra bonus time at the end. And he's getting on a hot streak right now. Ooh, I think he found his groove. He's at 13. Okay, he misses that one. He's got a minute to go. That's number 14. He needs 4 to tie, 5 to win. He's got 45 seconds of regulation. That's number 15. That is number 16. He's at 30 seconds. That is number 17. He needs 1 to tie, 2 to win. That is number 18. Aaron Judge has tied it. He might beat it in regulation. He goes to bonus time. He needs 1 to win it, and he got it. Aaron Judge has beaten Kyle Tucker in the first round. It took him until extra time. That's unfortunate. He just got too hot. He got on such a big streak there. He got on such a big streak, and Kyle Tucker will fall in the first round. But a respectable performance. And it'll be Corey Seager setting the pace at 20 for Matt Olson. I wonder if Matt Olson can do it. And he could not. Only 15 for Matt Olson. Shohei Ohtani up first, and he will have 14. So Luis Robert has to get 15 to beat him, and he will. He'll get 15 exactly. And we go to Corey Seager, and he sets 18. So we'll see if Judge can get 19 one more time. And he can't. Only 14 for Aaron Judge. So he falls. It's going to be Luis Robert versus Corey Seager, the 1 seed versus the 7 seed. What a wild little finals matchup we have here. But it'll be Corey Seager hitting 16. Can Luis Robert hit 17 to win it? Yes, he can. Luis Robert. Lou Bob is your home run derby champion here in year number 3? Year number 4? I don't remember what it is. whatever it is. He's the Home Run Derby champion. Congratulations to the big dog. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the job done. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We will move forward to the actual All-Star game, and we will play with our participants. Nolan Gorman traded from the Cardinals to the Marlins on All-Star game day, which is a rare thing to see. The Cardinals get back 3 prospects for Nolan Gorman. All right, so we're not the only guys that have kind of crazy big trades happening. And it is Busch Stadium is where we need to go for the All-Star game. So let's choose Busch. Oops, Team Stadium. Here we go. All right, where's Busch Stadium at? Busch. There we go. All right, quick counts are on. So let's see who made the team. Hunter Brown is an all-star pitcher. Shane Bieber is an all-star pitcher. So that's 2. Devin Williams is an all-star pitcher. That's 3. So we got 3 pitchers in the all-star game. Josh Hader was a Indianapolis Bolt, but he crossed me too many times and we traded him or let him go, whatever we did. So he's no longer here. But we have 3 pitchers. I'll take that. That's pretty awesome. And then on the hitting side of things, we have Kyle Tucker and Juice, who are starting at center field and second base. And then we have nobody else, because Vladdy's on the Pirates, so nobody else is on our team except for 5 guys. We have 5 Indianapolis Bolts that make the All-Star game. I'm okay with that. That's pretty solid. That is pretty darn good. So we will play with our guys and hopefully have some good times.
Gotta love the All-Star festivities. Always a great show. We'll be back to get this thing started after this. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. MLB The Show brings you the MLB All-Star Game. It's the American League All-Stars and the National League All-Stars. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Singy, always special when we get together to call the All-Star Game.
Well, we've done a lot of these together, and sometimes you come in and think, ho-hum, another year. But once you look and you see these All-Star players, their uniforms on, them interacting with one another, you realize just how special it is. It's going to be a great one tonight.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about ready to go. Now the starting pitcher.
All right, so here we go. It is time for the All-Star game, but obviously we're only going to be playing with our guys, so we don't care about Corbin Burns at all. But let's see what the boys got here on offense. Can we do anything? Soto, pop up, nothing doing. Okay. Corbin Burns will finish his inning. And then we've got Mookie. And now here we go, back-to-back, Kyle Tucker and the Juice. So let's see what we can do. I am excited because I saw that there was breaking news. Major League Baseball will allow for players in the All-Star game to wear their home and away uniforms again starting next year. So I'm glad that that's going to be a thing because I always enjoyed seeing, because I'm a fan of the Cincinnati Reds, so I always enjoyed seeing like Joey Votto wearing his Reds uniform out there in the All-Star game, or Brandon Phillips or Zach Cozart or whoever it may have been at the time, Jay Bruce or Johnny Cueto, Luis Castillo, whoever made the All-Star team for the Reds. Name your guy who made the All-Star team. But I always enjoyed seeing the Reds guys out there, or back in the day with Griffey and Adam Dunn and guys like that. It was always fun to see them in their team uniforms because you know that's my guy. Like, I voted for you. I got you in here. So it's always nice. So I'm glad, and I hope that MLB The Show next year actually takes that into account and updates the game to where you get to, when you play the All-Star game, you don't wear these uniforms like they're wearing right now. You get to wear your team uniform, because that'd be nice to see the Indianapolis Bolts wearing their unis. So obviously we can't play with you. Well, we can play with you, but we're not going to. Can you get on there? Ooh, Manny Machado got a walk and a strikeout. Okay, so nothing doing there on the offense side of things. We will bring in Hunter Brown up next, and that is our cue to jump in. So Hunter Brown makes the All-Star game. He will take on Wilson Contreras, who will swing and miss Full count to him. Let's see if we can get him on a slider. Slider is one of my go-to strikeout pitches, no matter who I am. And it's going to be grounded to Manny Machado. Fielded onto first. Got him out. Out number 1 for the National League. Ryan Mountcastle hitting in the 9th spot for the American League. It's a 1-2 count. Let's get him out on the slider. Get him out on a nice little sliding action. And there it is. Strike 3. He's out of here. Bye-bye. Nico Horner. He's on that list of guys that I struggle to get out. But hopefully that doesn't come into play here as he swings and misses over the fastball. And we'll see if we get him on the slider. It worked on Mountcastle. Why would it not work on Nico Horner? And it does. Of course it does, because I'm goated on the sticks. That's a strikeout. Hunter Brown, really good showing. They bring in Shane McClanahan. And we will see what we can do if we get back to the boys. Double for Corbin Carroll. Strikeout, strikeout, and a flyout. Okay, so nothing good there. We'll bring in the Beebs, and we will jump in again because Shane Biba is an Indianapolis Bolt. Lars Nootbaar, he sends that to right field, but Carroll will track it. Got a little bit of distance on it, but not too much. And that is the first out of the 4th. Your Daddy Alvarez, Air Jordan. See what he's got. 2-1 count. See if we hit a circle change here. Come on, Beebs. Get it done for me, big dog. There it is. Swing and a miss over the top of the circle change. And we'll see if we get him a little cut piece action. Ooh, no. No punchies yet. No punchies yet. What about a slider? Slider worked last inning, although it was against other people. And there it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Another strikeout. That's a punchy. Now we've got Luis Robert, the home run derby winner from last night. There's the cutter. He fouls that off. And, of course, we're going to go right back to the slider. It's worked so well so far. Ooh, a little bit uncontrollable there. Out of the zone, bad pitch. We'll go knuckle curve. Nobody can handle the knuckler. And, of course, Lubob, a swing and a miss. And the Bolts pitcher's looking very sexy. Very, very sexy for the good guys. You love to see it. And we will get through Mookie as he strikes out, but now it'll be Kyle Tucker and the Juice up again. So Tucker's 0 for 1, but Juice is 1 for 1. Ooh, a little bit early. 85 miles an hour on a sinker, or on a circle change is not something I was ready for. Not at all. Ooh, he went from 80 whatever it was to 97 on the sinker. Man, that was a pitch I needed to hit and I didn't hit. That's annoying. But it's okay because we get a ball there. It's 2-2. Come on, Tuck. Chopper, second base. It's going to be fielded and out. So Kyle Tucker 0 for 2 tonight. But the Juice is up and the Juice don't miss. Juice is him. And that's a chopper right to third base. He smoked that ball. But he does get out. So, unfortunately, not a good showing. We'll take Shane Bieber out. And we will bring in Logan Webb. And we'll get through that inning. And we are getting close to the time where we need to start pinch hitting guys. Which will actually start right here with Corbin Carroll. So, pinch hit Corbin Carroll for somebody. How about this A.V. Bautista dude? I don't know who he is, but he is going to get in the All-Star game. And then we'll bring in Yamamoto. That is not Yamamoto. Why is he black? I don't know. But whatever. We'll let it ride. And it's still 0-0. So we'll see what happens. Ronald Acuna Jr. will get pinch hit for probably Shohei. And then DH, Juan Soto, will get pinch hit for Nolan Gorman. Matt Olson will get pinch hit for Bryce Harper. And nothing doing. Nothing doing for the good guys. We'll bring in Josh Hader. And they're starting to pinch hit their guys. Strikeout. There's only 2 hits each, and Juice has one of them. All right, Emmanuel Clase will come in, but Mookie, he'll get called out for this dude, Sean Robles. He's a 71 overall, and he's made the All-Star game. I don't know how that's possible. Maybe he's the best player on whatever team he's playing for. Kyle Tucker will get pinch hit for Michael Harris II. And the Juice will get pinch hit for Ozzy Albies. And still nothing doing. It's still 0-0. We'll bring in David Bednar. And they are pinch hitting Jonathan India, Jaron Duran. Jacob Wilson comes in. And that is it. So Jose Leclerc comes in. Bottom 8, Manny Machado. He needs to get pinch hit. That's right. So Jake Berger, the Burger Man, will come in. And he flies out. And then Luis Campusano for Francisco Alvarez. How many other pinch hitters? We only have Kyber Ruiz and Vladdy. Okay. But it's not looking good. None of these guys can really do anything, can they? I guess we'll bring in Alexis Diaz for the top of the 9th. See what we can do. Mike Trout. They bring Michael Fishman off the bench? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I just realized Jonah Heim was on the American League team because we just traded him to the Orioles. So we would have had another guy if we wouldn't have traded Jonah Heim before the All-Star game. What can Ohtani do? Nothing doing. Nolan Gorman, we're going to pinch hit him for Vladdy. He gets out. Bryce Harper is out as well. What is happening here? We are in the extra innings in All-Star game. What are we doing here? All-Star game extra innings? This is crazy. A pinch hitter, J-Ram, comes in, but nothing doing for him. Sean Robles, a shortstop. We can't bring in Kyber Ruiz here, so we have to let him go. Michael Harris, a single. Here we go. And Albies. There we go. Finally, we end it. The All-Stars, the NL All-Stars beat the American League All-Stars. I was getting a little bit worried there that we'd go in even more extra innings. I was running out of pitchers. Oh, look at the juice. Look at the juice. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And there's Hunter Brown getting some action. He had a good outing. So did Bieber. A couple strikeouts for the good guys. And we look pretty sexy. We look pretty darn sexy, you could say. All right. Good dubs. Now we've got through all of the festivities. We got through the draft. We got through the All-Star break. Now it's time for the real stuff. Now it's time for the trade deadline. We also have to have some good luck in simulation as well. And here we go. We take on the Dodgers. Rhys Hines got 2 home runs. You like to see it. We win against the Dodgers there. Adley Rutschman. Ooh, you know what? It's not Adley Rutschman's official debut for the team because obviously he's played a couple of games so far. But this is the first time we get to see him. I want to jump in with him. Here is Adley Rutschman. I rarely have ever used Adley Rutschman in MLB The Show because I've never been the Orioles. And every time I've done a series, Adley Rutschman's always been so difficult to trade for. This is actually, I think, the first time I've ever had him on a team. So it'll be fun to actually get to use him here. And it's in a big, tough spot because he's got his hitting streak on the line, and we're down 8-5 in the bottom of the 8th. So it'd be real nice if we can get ourselves some runs. And Rutschman into right field. It's not going to drop, unfortunately. That's a little tough. That's slightly on the tough side of things. And we lose to the Dodgers. Paul Skeens gets the loss. He only went 2 innings in the game. My God. You won the Cy Young last year, Paul? Come on. Unacceptable. Unacceptable there. Today's the day to sign draft picks. All right, we will do such things. Put you in there. We'll put you in there. And actually, nobody on this list we can even sign. Everybody has got slightly low interest, so hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. Riley Green needs a triple for the cycle. We win 9-1. We lose to the Cardinals, but we do have another chance to sign draft picks. 46%. I mean, we need these guys to raise up a little bit higher. Beat the Cardinals there, lose to the Cardinals there. Sign draft picks, 49%. I mean, come on, guys. We're running out of time here. We only have till August. Another day to sign draft picks. All right, finally. As long as we can get our number 1 pick, Mauri Villafuerte, I'll be happy. And he has declined. Okay, and I'm not happy. But Oren Cortez, he's signed. So we get at least one guy. Delgado can't come in. So we'll put in Lorenzo Medina. And then we will simulate this game. Uribe's in a very tough spot, but we lose the game. But now Vern Marks is in a tough spot, and we win the game. So that's nice. And another day to sign draft picks. We're 12 games up, 69-38. Nice. Mauri, we'll see if we can get him on a better deal. I know he wants a lot of money, and he has decided to sign. Okay. Perfect. 48%. There's no way we're going to get Damian Dillon, unfortunately. He's at 28 or 24% interest. We just don't have the time. We unfortunately do not have the time to sign him. We only have 6 days until the signing deadline, so I'd love to get that big 6'5" power hitting first baseman, but We're not going to have the opportunity to. Another day to sign draft picks, 51%. And Ramon Delgado has signed with us. Medina, we can't sign. And then we'll put Cesar Castro in there. We win. We lose that game. We win that game. No. We're going to have to make it at the wire, the last opportunity. Simulate that game. We win that one. Connor Hills is eligible, but we're going to keep him on the 60-day. And today is the trade deadline. Okay. Today is the trade deadline. There are some people on the trade block. Hassan Kim, Spencer Torkelson, Wyatt Langford, Nolan Jones, Jackson Holiday. I talked about jokingly maybe we go for Jackson Holiday. I think he might be a little bit too hard to get. He's going to be a little bit too valuable for the Orioles, or for the Rays, what team he's on. I think the only thing that we need to do is trade for a first baseman, a backup first baseman. Because, yeah, we have Kobe Mayo, who's actually hit his first home run of his career. Good for him. We have a first baseman. Why is Sal Frelick DHing? That was weird. But I think we need a backup. Tristan Casas is good, but I think he needs a backup, a true backup other than Kobe Mayo. So somebody's going to need to get moved for a backup first base. And the only problem is we don't have a lot of money. That's the only problem. So how do we make this work where we have a guy that I trust in the postseason to be a backup first baseman, and it's not going to cost us an arm and a leg? Because we can't get Bryce Harper, obviously. Maybe we just stick it out with Kobe Mayo? Because he's playing pretty well, to be honest. Like, he's hitting 381 in his 21 at-bats. He's got a home run, 4 RBIs. He's not playing poorly. Maybe that'll cool down a little bit, but right now he's not playing very bad at all. And I don't know if we can even scrounge together the players to make the money work if we wanted to go for anybody of note. So maybe we just ride it out with the team that we have. We made our big trade already, which was the Adley Rutschman trade. So, which seems to be paying off a little bit because he had like 8 home runs when he came over here. Now he's got 17. I think we just have to ride it out until the offseason. And then we decide what we do there, because in the offseason, maybe we move on from Freddie Peralta. Maybe we move on from Willy Adames. Maybe we move on from somebody else, whoever it may be. I don't know. We'll have to make that decision when we get there. I don't think we're going to make any other trades. I think we are content with the trade that we have with Adley Rutschman. The starting rotation I'm okay with at this point. The bullpen I'm okay with. Except for that Felix Bautista trade. I keep forgetting about that. The Felix Bautista trade would be the only one that we could make. But do I really want to do that? I feel like I would be doing that just for the sake of trading, and maybe that's not the smartest idea. I don't think you want to really trade for the sake of trading. I feel like the reason you want to trade is to trade for guys that'll help your team. And I feel like if we trade Felix Bautista right now, especially because he's on a cheap deal, I feel like it's going to hurt us in the long run unless we're somehow able to get Alexis Diaz. I mean, that'd be pretty awesome. He was just an all-star this year, although he's a free agent. But so is Felix. So is Felix. Do I have anybody that would be able to make up this money? I don't know if I have anybody that I'd be willing to move that makes up this money. Because I'm not willing to move Javier Samuel. We don't have a lot of pitching depth. I mean, I'd be willing to move you, but that's not going to make the trade go through. I think this is the only trade that I'd be willing to do, and I just don't think that it makes sense financially. I'm not going to trade Monasterio, even though he's cold. I'm not going to trade Monasterio just yet. Maybe we do. I mean, he is getting up there. He is 30, almost. He's going to be 30 years old. He's going to be 30 years old. He wouldn't start unless he can play second. Can he play second? He can play second. They might start him at second if I traded him here. It's an in-division trade. We already chose Kobe Mayo over him. And we have Cam Collier as a backup as well. And he's 29. Is Andrew Monasterio ever going to be anything for us? He's played a little bit frequently each year. He's done fairly okay. I mean, he's not... These are good numbers, but he's not like in a lot of... Actually, I mean, 196 at-bats is a pretty decent split. I mean, is he... I think we just have better players that are younger. Like, Cole Young's 23. Tyler Black's 26. Terang's 27. Mayo's already up here. He's 25. Cam Collier's 22. I just feel like he's the odd man out. And if it gets us another closing pitcher who is having an all-star caliber season, he is slightly more expensive, and he's on the last year of his deal just like Batista is. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We're going to let it ride with the team that we have. If the offseason comes and we still decide to make the decision on Felix Batista then we can have that conversation. But as of right now, I'm not going to make any more trades. We're going to be content with the Adley Rutschman trade. I feel like it's just trading for trading's sake, and I don't want to be in that spot. So let's move on past the deadline. Did we win that game? No, we didn't win that game. But I think it's our final day to sign draft picks. It is. So we got to get all three of these guys if we want to sign anybody. And nope, Medina will not be an Indianapolis Bolt this year. Neither will Eddie French. And Cesar Castro will not either. So we don't get any of those guys, and we can't sign anybody else because they're not interested. Or can I? Okay, we got Alan Williamson. And I can offer Damian Dillon a contract, and he has declined. Okay, so we barely got any of the guys that we drafted this year. They just didn't want to sign to us. I don't know what it was. I offered them fairly solid contracts, and they just said no thank you to that. So, kind of unfortunate. We lose that game to the Reds. We are in a Guardians game. We lose another one. We beat them there, though. That's nice. 15-5 is crazy, too. So I think we'll simulate probably right around here. We'll simulate this series on the road against the Tigers really quick, and then we'll simulate the series against the Royals, and it looks like we will win that series as well. So in the next episode, we will finish up the regular season. We'll finish up all of August, and then do all of September, and then hopefully make the postseason with a very, very good record. We already have 77 wins, so we're already in a good spot. And we could, you know what, I'm just going to do it in this episode. I'm not going to waste any time because we barely signed anybody. We only signed 3 players. Or 4 players, I guess. So our number 1 pick was Mauri Villafuerte. He's not going to be that good. I'm not shocked. Oren Cortez has got really good power off the bat. He's 65 overall. Ramon Delgado could be a decent pitcher at some point. And then we got Alan Williamson, who's not going to be very good at all. Not a good draft for us, especially because we didn't sign as every pick that we had. But I mean, they didn't want to sign with it. I was offering them good contracts. They just didn't want to come. But winning the World Series and then having to draft the next year, you're not going to get anybody good ever unless you have really good scouting, which I apparently didn't. So that's okay. I'm fine with the draft picks. It's not that big of a deal. I feel like we have a good team anyway. And we've already won a World Series, so if we can win another one, that'd be pretty awesome. But that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.